Yo, it's your guy Ben Duran, the illest film reviewer and fan in the galaxy, back again. And today I just wanted to do a little video detailing, uh, the coming year, 2020 of film, and just a couple of films I'm excited for. So I just did like I guess a top 10, and yeah. So uh, I guess I'll start off with my most anticipated of the year, and honestly, it has to be Tenet. Like Dune, I was thinking about Dune, like because Denis Villeneuve is my like probably favorite director right now, but Chris Nolan is probably in my top three of all time directors. So, and it looks to be like a film that's in the same vein of like an Inception and Interstellar. Just Chris Nolan with that high concept storytelling, but at the same time it being a big budget film. And you got David Washington in it, or David, however you say it, Denzel's son. Yeah, I know he probably hates that shit. Like niggas be like Denzel's son, nigga. But yeah, but and our next Batman and Robert Pattinson. But just the surrounding cast as well. You got Kenneth Branagh, Michael Caine, Sir Michael Caine, and yeah, it just looks to be a really good film. It looks like they're playing around with time in a more interesting way than he did in Interstellar, where it was kind of like more so realistic. Well, not even realistic because time travel isn't real, but like the physics explainer of how time travel could possibly work is what he delved into in Interstellar. But it seems like with Tenet, it's going to go crazy, like bonkers. So I'm really excited for it. Can't wait to see it. So Tenet is my most anticipated. So now I'm just gonna go in no particular order and just list the films I'm excited for. So next I'm gonna have to say Dune. Like Dune, I've been listening to the book, and it's pretty good so far. Like it really gives me a sense of like Philip K. Dick's oh my God, do androids dream of electric sheep, which is what the Blade Runner film was based off of, but like with a twist of Star Wars. It's like Blade Runner and Star Wars, and the best of sci-fi honestly rolled up into one. And I can't wait to see him adapt that. Like this guy with Blade Runner 2049 to me, which is probably one of the greatest sequels ever made. I put it up there with The Dark Knight, and man, like just I can't wait. I cannot wait to see this film. So it's going to be a beautiful film. The cast is amazing. Let me Google the cast real quick because it's been like we really haven't been getting updates on it either. I don't even know if it's filming yet or not. But man, like Denis Villeneuve can do no wrong in my opinion. Like I think the first film I saw from him was Prisoners with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, and wow, that movie was just fantastic. From everything from the writing to the score, and then on top of it, the directing. So, but oh, hang on one sec. Oh, Zendaya's in it. Rebecca Ferguson, I'm hyped for her. And it, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Oscar Isaacs, Batista. Like man, this it's gonna be a great film. And on top of that, the music is being done by Hans Zimmer. Come on, let's go, let's get it. So I got to put Dune. Dune is there. The Gentleman, surprisingly, Guy Ritchie's new film. Like I'm excited. It's because honestly, for me, Guy Ritchie has been putting out a lot of stinkers lately, a lot of shit, and it's like seeing him get back to that, the comedy gangster drama that he's so good at, with films like Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, and getting back to what he knows. You feel me? Because that King Arthur movie was atrocious. But I am a fan. I can't lie. I am a fan of the Sherlock Holmes adaptations. I know a lot of people are iffy on them. I think they're really well done. Although I do like the TV show better, I think the TV show does a better job of diving into the character. But for a film that is about Sherlock Holmes in the time period in which the character, takes place in the books, it's really good. I have yet to see Aladdin. I did not see his Aladdin film because I honestly, like, I was surprised that they selected him to do it because it's like, I just didn't see it, but from what I heard, it was okay. So I'm gonna get around to it eventually. I'm just not the biggest, Disney guy when it comes to their live action shit. So Yeah, that's where I fall with it. But yeah, I'm just I'm hyped to see what Guy Ritchie does with it. So yeah, the Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey in it. Who else is in it? I saw a couple names in there. And honestly, with a lot of these directors that I'm talking about, I'm not even like in it just for the actors. It's just to see Guy Ritchie. Oh, Charlie Hunnam. I didn't know Charlie Hunnam was going to be in it. So yeah, Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant. It looks good. It looks good. Him getting back to form, hopefully. So yeah, The Gentleman is up there too as well, and Black Widow. If you guys saw the trailer reaction I did, I'm really excited for this film, and it's weird because when they first announced it, I was like, whatever. I'm not really looking forward to it. You killed the character off too little, too late, in my opinion. But man, as they started explaining more and more what the film was going to be about, and then finally, which led into the trailer, I'm all in. It's literally like, it looks like it's going to have the action of Tom Cruise Mission Impossible film, but at the same time giving you that Jason Bourne element, like because to me Jason Bourne is the grittiest of all the spy films. So just seeing that mixture in there, and then on top of that with the Black Widow character who was a superhero, so that's going to be really cool to see. And Scarlett Johansson to me is one of the best actresses in Hollywood working right now. I think she's underrated. She's slept on. I know she's been having a lot of controversy going on. It's like she just can't win except when it comes to Marvel right now. So with Marriage Story that came out last year, which was one of my favorite films of last year, I'm excited to see what she does with this. Like, and it's her returning to a character she knows well. But in Infinity War and Endgame, like in Civil War, like basically the last Marvel films leading up to Endgame, like to me, she gave some of her best performances, especially in Endgame when it came to the Black Widow character. Like, I like a lot of people didn't like the relationship between her and Bruce Banner and Age of Ultron, but I was with it. And now that they're kind of she's dead, like going back to see her past is going to be a cool interesting thing to see. Like it looks like we got a young Thunderbolt Ross in there. We got David Harbour playing Red Guardian, Rachel Weisz, we don't even know who she's playing. I think she's playing I forget, the Baroness or something like that. I forget who she's playing, but and Taskmaster is going to be in it as well. I'm just waiting to see how they handle the Taskmaster character, because I know a lot of people are going to be pissed. Like I know he quote unquote doesn't have powers, but he kind of has powers. I think a lot of people are going to be pissed off because I think it's going to be a Stark AI, and his power is going to be tied to Tony Stark basically. So, but really hype. Excited for the Black Widow film. So, moving right along, another, the grandmother. I was about to say granddaddy, but the grandmother of all female superheroes, Wonder Woman 1984. Like seeing that Steve Trevor's coming back, and that was going to take place in the 80s. Like fucking Hollywood is like fucking slobbing the 80s right now. It's like, can you guys like choose another time period maybe? I think that's why Captain Marvel chose the 90s, but it didn't really do any 90s shit except for like, oh, she has a Nirvana shirt and but whatever. But the trailer looks amazing, man. Like, I believe that's the Kingdom Come suit you see her in at the end of the trailer, man. It looks good. It's like she's swinging from lightning. She's like Spider-Maning lightning. Like, there's not really much to say about this film. Like, it's the must-see film. Like, the first one was a really good, solid film, and to me, it didn't fall into that territory that Captain Marvel fell into with pushing agendas and things like that. It actually had more of a commentary on war than like the feminist movement at the time. Like had more commentary on war, which to me is very relevant now with what's going on in the world right now. And but yeah, it wasn't virtual signaling too much. It's the first female, Wonder Woman's the first female character, and this is her first big, solo big screen appearance. So they have to put some of it in there, which I understand. But they didn't like Supergirl, like how Supergirl just beats you in the head, like, oh, you think I can't do it because I'm Supergirl and not Superman? But nah, Wonder Woman was just Wonder Woman. You feel me? She was a boss ass bitch. She went out there and did what she had to do. You feel me? And it worked. So that's why I can't wait for the sequel. Now, out of all the comic book films coming out, Because to me, I feel like comic book films, they need to be on the lookout. Because people keep talking about, when is the comic book movie bust going to come? No, it's not going to be a bust of comic book media. I think the television shows have a good chance of outdoing the films. But for me, that'll be a video for another time, though. So you guys can tune into that one. But the Eternals is, the comic book film I'm most excited for of the year. Like, it's an adaptation of Jack Kirby's work, which is basically his take on like a creation story. So if you guys have ever seen, like, literally, it's like Jack Kirby, even though like he predates this show, but it's like he just sat down and watched, like every season of Ancient Aliens and like cherry picked the best parts of this shit and put it into the Eternal story. But it's basically, it's his version of the creation, like how humans came to be, but with the comic book superhero twist. And I'm just really excited to see the Eternals. Like, when I was younger, and I believe in like 11th grade, I read a couple of the issues of Jack Kirby's original run. But I recently, like, I would say about, not even recently, because I keep forgetting I'm old as fuck. I'm 23. I probably read the Neil Gaiman run, like his story he did when I was like 20, 19 maybe. And it really like captured my mind. Like Icarus was a really dope character, but I forget the character's name, who is now a woman in this universe, I believe. They gender swapped this character, but it was kind of like Hancock. If you guys have ever seen Hancock with Will Smith, how like he kind of forgot who he was and things, like he forgot who he was prior. His mind was wiped and everything, or he lost his memory, amnesia. But basically, the Eternals are like basically like gods, kind of. They're Marvel's version of the New Gods. That's basically what it is. Kirby wanted to replace the Asgardian gods with the New Gods, and Marvel wasn't having that because Thor was one of their most popular characters. So he left, went to DC, and created the New Gods over there. But then they started fucking with him over there, so he came back, I believe. And that's when he made the Eternals, created the Eternals characters. So, but, yeah, so the Eternals, man, I'm really I'm really excited for this film because I love science fiction films like these that just get fucking weird, like creation stories and shit like that. Like I love shit like that, man. Like alternative history, basically. Not alternative history, not alternative facts, folks. But yeah, like, and the cast is just stellar. Like you got Angelina Jolie, you got Paperboy from what is it, Atlanta. The cast is just stellar. So. And I've never heard of the director that they chose for the film. I forgot. Hold on, I'm Googling her name right now. Oh, yeah, Kit Harington is fucking Black Knight, which I'm really excited for. Like I never thought I would see Black Knight in the fucking films, man. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Marvel's they just continue to roll into, showing us characters that we haven't seen. That's why I'm kind of glad they didn't have like the Spider-Mans and the Fantastic Fours and they're popular, the X-Men are popular characters, because them not having the rights forced them to tell amazing, dope stories with the characters that they have. So it was cool to see that, see them build up characters like Captain America, Iron Man, then rolling into the unknown characters like Guardians of the Galaxy, and now they're going even crazier with the Eternals. So just shining the light on these deep cuts, especially the works of Kirby, man. Kirby was the mastermind, man. Like I know a lot of people know Stan Lee's dope. He's one of the GOATs, but Kirby, man, Marvel wouldn't be what it is without Kirby as well. Nah, I put Steve Ditko up there too, because he was the one that helped create Spider-Man and worked on the Doctor Strange comics as well. So Marvel wouldn't be what it is without those three guys, if you ask me. So but yeah, so Black Knight, man, just hype for that. Hype for him being in the Eternals. And like I said, the cast is amazing. You got Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden. I never forget how to pronounce this dude's name, but this is the motherfucker from he made The Big Sick, or yeah, I'm pretty sure he wrote it. It was a pseudo biography about his come up in the comedy world, but I'm going to try and pronounce his name. Dude, I'm so sorry if I butcher your name, but you're hilarious. His stand up is funny too. Kumail Nanjiani. I hope I pronounced it right. Brian Tyree Henry, Paperboy, Salma Hayek. Oh, I forgot she was in that show. Shit. Yeah, Gemma Chan is coming back as Cersei as well. So, yeah, so it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a really cool film. I think it's gonna be, people are gonna fuck with it heavy. So, got Eternals up there for me. Then the next film, as y'all saw, I did a trailer for the review for this as well. The next Bond film, Daniel Craig's swan song for the character, No Time to Die. I'll just make it good. Just let it be good. That's all I need. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, just go peep that video. Shameless plug here. Go watch the No Time to Die trailer because I talk about it in depth on that. Now, a film that caught me by surprise that I am ashamed that I did not go see in theaters is A Quiet Place. That is one of the most different films we've seen and one of the best films of that year. And, I wouldn't put it in the top 10 at all for the decade, but it's up there with, some of the best films of the decade because, man, John Krasinski, man, just the direction, he basically made a silent film. That's basically what it was. Like, there was some talking in it, obviously, but in sound. But he made a silent film, and for lack of a better term. So, seeing the sequel, it's kind of bittersweet for me, and not having anything to do with the first film. This film, the trailer looks amazing for this film. But the reason why this is bittersweet for me is because literally when I watched this trailer, I was like, oh, this is like kind of like Last of Us. And I've been dying for a Last of Us film ever since I've played the game. And, this trailer just reminded me so much of Last of Us, so, but seeing now that they have the means to defeat the creatures, it's going to be interesting and fascinating to see. Like, do they, can civilization get back to what it was, prior, now that they got they know how to defeat them. So I don't know, but Quiet Place 2, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm on number 9 now, I believe. The Kingsman. Like, Kingsman 2, it wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was amazing, and Matthew Vaughn to me is one of the best directors in Hollywood right now. But yeah, he kind of dropped the ball in Kingsman 2. There were some aspects of it I liked, some that I didn't. But the Kingsman, him going back in time, it takes place before the films we saw. I'm really excited to see this, like the origins of the Kingsman. So, and it looks really good. Like, the action looks good, the story looks dope. Only thing is, man, I just feel like Taron Egerton just keeps getting, a bad, shake, man. A bad shake in Hollywood. Like, to me, he should have been selected as Han Solo. He should have played Solo. Like, he was the perfect Han Solo. But they chose Alden Ehrenreich, which he was all right. I liked Solo a lot. Like, I feel like it's an underrated film. I feel like if it came out prior to Last Jedi, it would have done better and people would have liked it more. But Alden Ehrenreich did a good job. But man, Taron Egerton, man, he just had he had those Soloisms. He reminded me the most of Solo, but kind of sucks that, he's not going to be in this film. Obviously, he can't. Hopefully, they do like a cameo, like a post-credit scene or somehow he's in it. So basically, like, this is like somebody telling him the story and this, some shit like that. But I hope they do a proper Kingsman, a third Kingsman with him in it, because I think he's a really solid actor. I didn't see Rocket Man. It didn't really, fit my interest to see it. Like, I don't know a lot about Elton John except that, like, him and Eminem did a song together. That's really all I know. So, or they performed on stage. So, and I'm just gonna move along to the last film, and Free Guy. Honestly, the trailer is what got me hyped. It looks bonkers. Like, it's not much to say. Ryan Reynolds, you guys know that motherfucker to me is one of the funniest people on the planet. I will watch anything he's in, literally, because Six Underground was horrible, but he was still hilarious in it. He has some funny jokes in it. So this just looks right up his alley, man. Like, I've come to accept that, Ryan is the wrong Ryan to look for acting, even though I feel like he is a good actor, especially certain scenes in Deadpool when it was more dramatic, the more the drama scenes he had. You give him something to chew on, he's going to knock it out the park every time. So, But I realize now he wants to be a star. He wants to be a movie star, like of the ilk of like The Rock and Kevin Hart and the big stars in Hollywood right now. So I get it. Not everybody wants to be the thespian. So I just look to Ryan Gosling now for when it comes to acting, because Ryan Gosling is also one of the funniest people on the fucking planet as well. But yeah, so Free Guy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, boom, that wraps up my top 10 right at the 20-minute mark. Bit of a long video, but I just want to give you guys my top 10 films to look out for. So, The Gentleman is actually coming up. That comes out on January 24th, I believe. So, that's coming. And yeah, I know I'm late to the party on these videos. I still got to do my top 10 of last year. I might do that on the Extendo Clip podcast. Like, I might, get somebody who's seen a lot of films from last year and boom, 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 set it up, do a review, do a review. So, yeah. So, yeah, as always, like, share, and subscribe. Hop in them comments sections, and let me know what you got. What films you guys are looking forward to. That's just my list. But what's more important is what you motherfuckers think, because you're the ones watching the video. Like, I know when I be watching YouTube videos, niggas be talking about shit. I be like, da 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 da. Nah, it's this movie. This movie's better. I'm more excited for that. Like, you actually talking to this nigga like he's actually in the room with you. But yeah. But talk to me, yo. Like, I want to talk to y'all niggas. You feel me? And yeah. So thanks for tuning in, and be easy. Peace.